Hey South Shore community, join Howard, the unknown drummer, and Captain Teo Leonard for our weekly Tuesday evening fireside chat. Grab a seat by the fire as we feature great local businesses, because we support small businesses. Exciting events and dive into key world issues where your opinion matters most. Want to be a featured guest? Pitch your business or event on the show? Just reach out and connect. The show is proudly produced by Tampa Bay Sports and Entertainment Magazine. Like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube page. Tune in every Tuesday. We'd love for you to join our fun and connect with us.
Hey everybody, how are you? Welcome to South Shore Live. We are your hosts, Joanne Duran, and
I am Angie Richardson.
And tonight we
broke the rule.
Yeah, we did.
It's ladies' night again, if you didn't hear, kind of. We have Teo coming in remote tonight, so we're excited about that. And we decided to let Jeremy King invade ladies' night, so welcome.
Thank you.
The bookmarks of us
That's
tonight.
it.
Yeah,
we'll see if he can handle it.
Yeah,
we'll see if he can handle it. But we're really excited. It's Gasparilla Week, man.
Woo-hoo.
It is.
I mean, it's the biggest news in Tampa Bay all year.
Oh, absolutely.
It's Gasparilla Week. So if you're getting to do fun things this weekend for Gasparilla, type in, tell us what you're doing, how you're celebrating. Are you going on a boat in this cold? Are you going to be down on the parade? Are you watching from somebody's balcony, or are you having your own Gasparilla event?
And did you bring your very own replica Super Bowl trophy that you could throw from boat to boat?
Oh, no.
Just a little Tom Brady humor.
Right. I had to think about that. That was parade when they won.
Oh, yeah. But still, it would be great to replicate.
We should make a Gasparilla one to toss around.
Oh, that'd be great.
In his favor.
Oh, yeah. Howard, you have to get rid of the Facebook Live.
Hold on, we're having technical difficulties.
Yeah, it's echoing back through us.
We have Howard, who is still with us, but he is behind the computer tonight.
Give me 1 second,
learning
guys.
to
I'm
run
coming. It's my fault. I did not tell him that.
As we all know, everybody, sometimes people need a break, and Joanne does an amazing job behind the computer for us. And but if Joanne's not here, or Joanne's sick, or Joanne has to have gallbladder surgery or something crazy, then
it could definitely happen. Hey.
we need somebody else to know what they're doing, and technology is not my thing. So Howard is stepping up to learn it. So thanks, Howard, for being behind the scene tonight. And if anybody
school with a D+, we can do this.
Right.
And I think it'll work. It'll be fine. It took me several weeks to figure it out before, and that was with a lot of help. So it's just
so if random things start happening, that's why we blame Howard tonight. But Teo should be calling in. He's at a local cigar event tonight that's happening, the first one ever at Circles. Partnering with Cigars on the Boulevard and doing a reserve of bourbon and ticketed event. So really exciting new partnership between those two in town. Yeah. And I know it sold out tonight of a limited number of people for the reserve whiskey bourbon.
That would have been a lot of fun. Actually, maybe next time we can take the show on the road.
I know. Teo got to go. I wanted to go.
Yeah. So I think next time we're just going to take it on the road. It's not a whole lot. I got remote equipment that I take with me when I go anyway to interview people. So we'll just take that equipment.
So I think if you have an event coming up, or you want to highlight your business in a way that we have somebody there, that's something we can start doing. And then, when there are major events, we can take the show out on the road and go places. So I think, there's some cool new things coming, but tonight's the first one to test it. So we're excited to have that happen. And Jeremy's with us because it's the new year, and, you know, everybody asks how's the market, housing, and all of that. Jeremy's with. I'm going to let you introduce new name, right?
Yep. I started my own brokerage 2 weeks ago, King Mortgage Group, LLC.
Woohoo.
New logo. Yep. That's it, Howard. That's it. Actually, you know what's funny, Howard?
I was looking like a lion behind the desk for those that can't see him.
So Jimmy wants you to do some sound bites for me. So that's it. Yeah.
I could be your pirate.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Jimmy should be watching right now while he's eating his chili. So
Hey, Jimmy.
yep.
So it's the beginning of the year. People are asking about everything. So what are and so we're going to dive into it a little bit more, but later on about first-time home buyers, things to do. But right now, it seems like I can tell you I'm busy. I know Joanne's busy.
Yep.
We're both in real estate, and buyers seem to be starting to trickle. I'm not going to use the word jump, but I'm going to say they're starting to trickle off the fence. And they're definitely out there looking. Are you seeing that in applications?
We are. We since I started, I think we got 37 under contract.
Wow.
I actually closed my first one after I opened my company within 4 days. So, but it's a monsoon of a lot of buyers coming in, a lot of excitement. So it's a good time as long as we don't talk about Greenland and the rates go up. We're in good shape. So
okay, no talking about Greenland.
We will not do that.
Yeah.
So take us through the process for somebody who's never gotten a mortgage before, who's somebody who's never, they want to buy a house. They have no idea what they're doing on the mortgage end. Take us through what that looks like and why they need to be pre-approved.
Well, you definitely need to be pre-approved so Joanne and Angie don't choke you out and waste their time. So,
Oh my God. Yeah.
yeah. So
I always say
we're not violent.
yeah.
Come on.
I always say don't fall in love with a house you can't have,
Absolutely.
kind of a thing.
I always tell my clients fall in love with the payment, then fall in love with the house. It's so much easier. So the big thing is talk to a lender first after you talk to your realtor. But the first thing you should do before you talk to any lender is opt out because we have trigger leads all the way till March 6th. Once March 6th hits, that's gone.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Yay.
It's
That's
definitely,
big.
it is.
Can we institute that, please? Whoever did this in like every
Every
industry out
business.
there? 'Cause-
Yes.
Oh man, it's you apply. You know what it means. You apply for something, credit card, whatever, and then you get a million of them calling you, right?
Absolutely.
And so because they sold your information, and so the same thing happens.
Yeah.
Or you took Howard's free koozie, and then he's never letting up calling you.
Yeah.
But,
You're getting your floors cleaned.
but it's true. I've had
Mhm.
buyers say like, I think I'm talking to the right guy still because they get inundated, right? And it's terrible. So that's ending March 6th.
March 6th. Yes. So no more trigger
Thank
leads.
God.
So if you're thinking to refi, wait till March 7th.
Yep. Well, my team. So what we do is we do the opt-out link before we pull any credit. So it takes about 72 hours to go in effect. Super important, but still, some people say they do it. They don't do it. We had one today. Said he did. I pulled his credit, and he had 500 phone calls within 2 hours.
Wow.
Oh, you can tell?
Oh yeah. He was DOD. Just all the missed calls, and they're nonstop. If you don't answer your phone, they're gonna blow up your text. It's pretty brutal. So,
Kind of like the car warranty.
yep. Credit reports did go up the first of the year. They were right around $95. They're at $135, but they are going to go up probably closer to $200 March 6th.
Can you still get a free one online though?
You can. Yes, you can.
Once a year, right?
Yep. So they that's the credit bureau side hustle. They were making lots of money selling your information. So now they're like, okay, well, you're going to block trigger leads. We're just going to bump the credit report fees up. So
They're making their money no matter what.
when I came in, they were $40. So yeah. So,
Yeah, I think I remember
Inflation.
that back in the day.
I used to get
135.
gas for a quarter too at one time in my life.
Yeah. 135. They'll be right around $200 in March. Yep.
So take us through the process. If you've never had a mortgage before, first year, obviously, going to opt out so you
Yep.
don't get a million calls.
Yep.
And then what does that look like to a person who's never had one, or say a brand new realtor that's they don't understand what's going on? Because honestly, that's not our business. We stay in our lane.
So the way my team does it is I take a phone call. I do not let them do an application to actually talk to them and kind of see their wants and needs. Because I can ask them certain questions like, hey, what's your car payment? What's this? What's that? What's your income? And a lot of people are like, oh, the big thing now is like, oh, I went self-employed like 6 months ago. Well, you can't buy a house for 2 years. Sorry, buddy. And they get upset, but it's just one of those things that you're not wasting time and getting
Right.
trapped in a bunch of lenders pulling your credit and all that crazy stuff. So So I usually take a phone consultation. We give them the application. They do the application. Then we look at documents. That's where the tedious comes in. We got to look at all your big deposits, your small deposits, your pay stubs. The big thing is that, hey, sorry, you missed work for 3 months. What happened? Then it goes to variable income. So there's a lot of intangibles before you get to the realtor to look at a home.
Right.
So what I do is I usually do a soft pull, and I look at your debt to income ratio.
You got Teo.
Oh,
Teo's in. Awesome.
Teo, wait. Pull him in.
I thought he was at a party.
He is, but he's
He
going to
misses
come
us
in.
like-
Going. He's rubbing it in that you got to go.
He did say he was going to call in at 7 from the party briefly. There he is.
Wow, there's
He's
Teo.
lit.
I'm here.
Oh, look at
Good
him.
day.
Hey.
Hey. Yeah, I'm
The
at
reserve,
and,
Teo. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's
So
a little
tell us
loud.
where you're
I
at.
apologize. Yeah, I'm at Circles, and Cigars on the Boulevard is doing a private bourbon tasting with Elijah Craig. So we're smoking cigars and getting an excellent study on bourbon technology,
Nice.
and we're
it was
having a good time.
It was a ticketed event, right? So when
Yep.
did I hear that this is going to be once a quarter now?
It depends on, they're gonna see how it goes, but it's a packed house. There's about 50 people here. They moved it inside. They closed in the patio. It was supposed to be out on the beach, but yeah, it's I think they're gonna do it on a regular basis. So it was mostly founding members of Cigars on the Boulevard with select other invites. Somehow I rated. Apparently I smoke cigars.
Just a few.
Well, when
Yeah.
you're the unofficial mayor of Apollo Beach, you definitely get an invite.
Yep. So, but it's super noisy, so I apologize. But you can hear the guy. I think you can probably hear him in the background. They have
Yeah.
The guy explaining all the different bourbons. So, anyway, how's everybody there?
We're good.
We're
It's,
good.
Yeah.
Seems like a really cool partnership with the two of them together. So it's nice to see some local businesses partnering together.
Yeah, I was surprised. Circles had the banned cigar smoking, and due to the people on the patio, but Vic was behind it 100%. It was supposed to be over on the beach, which is kind of their other bar area. But due to the fact that it's like 47 degrees, they blocked off part of the outside, and they got some fans, and it's pretty good. It's not too smoky, and it's I'm pretty pleased. And the food at Circles is phenomenal. They got all kinds of appetizers and stuff set up, and we get a couple cigars and a whole bunch of bourbon to taste. So it's all good.
Well, there's no doubt. Circles is one of the finest that we have here, and such a beautiful setting behind you too. And if you've not been to Apollo Beach area, we have two waterfront restaurants right next to each other, but Circles is definitely our premier
Definitely.
place for fine dining, and the atmosphere they've created there from inside to outside, and the new bar even outside
Oh,
now.
it's
What's
stunning.
it called?
The clam ham.
The clam hammer. Yeah, I was
Thank you
really
again.
happy to see that reopen up, and they did a great job with that. So
Yeah.
Yep.
if you're coming our way, you definitely have to check Circles out.
Yeah, hit me up. I'll come by boat.
Right? That's the thing. If you're
Yes.
in Tampa or you're somewhere else listening, you can take your boat and cruise on up and dock your boat and get off and go have dinner or drinks and
And miss all of the traffic.
enjoy the reason why we all live here, right?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Teo, though,
Yeah,
looks
cool.
a little chilly.
It is. I'm going back in the heat. So, but thanks for having me, and we'll
Absolutely.
see everybody next week.
Before you go, what
Yeah.
do you know what's going on at Circles? Like this week coming up? This weekend?
No idea. They because of the cold, the whole outside area is closed down.
Okay.
So, normally the outside patio is open with the heaters and everything.
Right.
But the clam hammer is shut down, the patio is shut down, and it's only inside seating right now.
Well, this is
So-
like the Florida deep freeze right now.
Yeah, we're like really
Oh,
cold.
Yeah, it's going to be super chilly.
Like it
It's,
could technically snow one of the nights because it's like 32.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
We're getting
How
rain.
long, wait a
on-
minute. How long is this lasting?
Oh, it's
Till
into
next
next
Tuesday.
week. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's going down every day. I was so happy.
So what do we
to
do
get
now?
my
Where do we
truck out of
fly
paint
now?
jail yesterday, so now it can cure.
St. Croix.
We tell
it's
everybody
40
to fly out.
It's 47.
47 degrees. Well, Teo, that's cold.
Tell me
Did you
about
boat
it.
over
I got
tonight?
I got 3 shirts on and a hoodie.
Did you boat there tonight?
Yeah.
No, I thought about it for about 8 seconds. I was afraid I was going to become the Titanic and hit an iceberg.
Right?
That. Hey.
I
What
mean,
happened?
you could have kayaked. There'd be less wind, but
You could show it, Joanne. Well, Howard's behind the desk, so
Yep.
that won't happen. If it was Joanne, she could pull up my Facebook post of yesterday going out for the Sunset Cruise.
Oh, that was.
In the
It
background.
looked like you had icebergs with you.
can I just nominate that we do a show from the boat at
Oh.
sunset? One of
Yeah,
these
we could
days?
do
Whatever
that.
you want to do.
Not,
Absolutely.
can
We
we
could
not
do- yeah.
actually show people why we live here?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm up for that.
Howard says we have to do it in May though, when
But
it's
the
like
sunsets
warm.
are like 9:00 at night. The show's over by then.
Yeah.
We could do well. What we could do is film a live recording, and then
Yeah.
take it.
We'll
Well,
just do
Angie
this-
and I can go out on the boat, and you guys can be in the studio.
I
Did I
don't.
tell you I love you, Teo?
I want to go too. We'll teach Howard enough so he can do it himself.
That is a frightening thought.
Teo, I love you.
Yes, love
I'm
you.
still
All right.
waiting for a sunset cruise, so I appreciate I was on the list. So I love you, Teo.
Always. All right. We'll see you guys.
All right, have
bye,
fun.
Teo.
Tell Joe and
You
everybody
got
over there. Great job on a great event.
And we'll see you
Will
next
do.
week.
Oh, Amanda. And by the way, go into Cigar for the Boulevard. See my friend Amanda. She'll serve you up a good drink and help you pick out a great cigar. So I
She
told
will,
her
as a
I'd give
matter
her a
of fact, I
plug.
was there last night.
There you go. Cool.
Yeah,
We'll
and
see you
she's
guys.
Howard's Monopoly buddy.
Oh, good. Awesome. All right. We'll see you guys. Bye-bye.
All right, we're gonna take a break, and we're gonna come back, and we're gonna finish up with Jeremy King and get some more information about mortgages. See you in a
And
few.
let's talk
Zero
us.
fee fundraising is the ultimate game changer for raising money. Launch a raffle with zero platform fees, like finding a unicorn in the fundraising world. Perfect for schools, charities, and teams who want to start fundraising today without any upfront costs. It's super easy. Set it up, share it, and watch the funds roll in. Keep every dollar for your cause like a boss. Developed by the team who pioneered online raffle software, it's 100% legit. Start your zero fee fundraising today and make every donation count.
Everybody, this is Howard from South Shore Live, and we've got these fantastic shirts available at the Co-op at Apollo Beach. My slogan, good morning, don't be a shitty person, along with a fantastic logo in the back. We've got 5 or 6 different types, all different colors, and we're keeping it simple. Buy them at the local Co-op, and messages will tell you how to get them. Thanks, everyone. Good morning, don't be a shitty person.
South Shore, where the sun shines, golf carts roam, and accidents happen. But your roof, that should be the least of your worries. Steadfast Roofing brings you the best roofing systems, providing you protection even against the toughest storms. For a roof that stands strong through anything, choose Steadfast. Get the protection you deserve. Call now for your free inspection.
The Web Design Ninja is your one-stop shop for all things internet. Our dedicated team has been building internet solutions for businesses large and small since 1993. We specialize in creating eye-catching designs, search engine optimization, complex e-commerce, and custom app integration. Whether you need a simple website or a complex e-commerce or phone app, our team of experts is here for you. Give us a call today. We're here to help.
And I think we are live again. Are we live? Yes, we're live.
Thanks for the countdown, Howard. Cha-ching.
Yes. We have to thank Kim Levesque with We Insure. She is supplying our refreshments right now so that, if we want a refreshment, it is there. But we also have water. My Winnie the Pooh glass.
For those that are on me lately about drinking water, I would like you to know that I actually have water.
Yep.
And it is water. So don't worry.
Yeah, this is water, not vodka. This is water. So yeah.
So hold on. So back to the deep freeze. This is lasting how long? Because I need to mentally prepare.
Oh, at
Is-
least Tuesday.
I don't watch
It
the
might be
news.
Wednesday too. And the only reason I know is I have a turtle in the backyard. and I have to decide to bring him in. So tonight he's going to live in the bathroom.
You have a turtle in your backyard?
Yeah, I do. I have a red-eared slider.
I did not know that.
Oh yeah, he's I got him when he was 8. Christy's 33, going on 34. When she was 8 years old, I got this turtle for her. And yeah, so when it gets below 34, anything above 34, they go into like a hibernation type thing. But below 34, they can actually freeze and it will kill them.
Oh.
So we're getting real close. We're at 36, 35.
Yeah.
I'm not taking any chances. I have a great tub in this second bathroom here, and he'll just sleep there for, a few days.
That's
He'll be there.
awesome.
Yeah.
So reminder, bring your pets in.
Yeah, don't leave
and-
anybody outside.
Yeah, and your plants. This is the time of year that I always laugh in Florida because I'm from Illinois originally, and we had coverings for our bushes and trees and shrubs and flowers and whatever, and obviously deep freeze up there. But I will never forget the first year living here 13 years ago, and people took their sheets and put them all over the bushes,
Yes.
and I was like, "Why are people's bed sheets outside?
Because they don't have it.
What is happening?"
Well, and I lived north of Philly for most of my life, and we didn't do anything. They died, they stayed. It was whatever was survival of the fittest with the bushes and trees. That was it.
Well, I feel that way every day here. It's survival of the fittest down here. Let's be real. But so seriously though, if we're gonna have this kind of cold, just think about bringing in your plants, your animals, all those things.
Don't leave your cat roaming.
Because our blood is thin down here. If you've been here a while, and we now are. This is cold.
I didn't leave the house today until I had to go buy wine and take something back to Amazon.
It's gonna be very cold Sunday morning. Feel like temperature's gonna be like 19.
Really?
Yeah, it's
possible
here
snow.
in Tampa?
Possible snow in Tampa for the first time
don't
in
watch the news.
by the water. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll have buyers come out of the woodwork this weekend and want to see houses because it'll be so
Firewood.
cold. That'll happen. Listen, I got my parka ready. I got boots if I need them. I'll pull out my northern clothes. If you want to go out and
That's
see
it.
houses, we'll still do it. But
yep, absolutely. I have my ski gear. I have it all. I'm good.
So
I've never seen snow.
What?
Never have.
Holy smoke!
I know. One day.
Oh, you
Sunday.
might Sunday.
Sunday. That's it. I will be
mean,
standing by the Skyway watching.
You've never flown up north during a snow?
No,
so you can
never
ski
seen it.
Or
No.
dude, I used to ski all the time.
I mean, hold on. Let's talk about snow for a second. Then. Because you have not lived till you had to scrape your car with your credit card.
That sounds
100%.
terrible.
Like,
Oh yeah.
I'll never forget when I came down here and I had an ice scraper in my car and somebody hopped in the back seat and they're like, "What is this thing?"
Uh-huh.
I'm like, "Oh, it's called an ice scraper. You don't use them here."
Yes.
But when I used to travel for a living for 25 years, and when
Uh-huh.
you get a rental car, sometimes they forget to give you one. And you've not lived until you have to scrape your windshield and your windows or even the jamb so that your door will open.
Your
with a
Sears
credit card.
Roebuck card. It was always the thickest card of all the credit cards.
I've broke so many credit cards in half trying to
That
scrape my
sounds
windows.
terrible.
And
Yeah, welcome to the deep freeze.
Yeah.
and sometimes you can't get in the lock until you throw some water.
Here we got Blaine saying that he needs earmuffs.
Yes, you will need earmuffs.
And Dave says hello. And Dean says that he's making snow angels in Tampa.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that is a definite possibility. Saturday night into Sunday, I saw that and I was like, wow.
But my friend, if we get snow in Tampa, I don't want you to check the box on your bucket list that you saw snow because
Yeah, that doesn't count.
this isn't going to count. Like
gonna
if
be
we
like-
get snow, I want to be real. It's going to like come down, it'll be pretty, whatever, and it's going to melt as soon as it hits the ground.
Yeah, the ground's too
Like,
warm.
We're not going to accumulate.
Fantastic to have a little snow.
That's true because the Winter Classic is February 2nd, if I'm correct.
Sunday.
Yeah, so it would be perfect to if we're going to get snow,
Oh,
that
come
would be the
on.
perfect time. So anybody out there that doesn't know what the Winter Classic is, you're under a rock. But let me tell you, it's when they they actually
If
took.
it snows, it's rigged. Then it's on the Winter Classic day. Come on. My friends at Tampa Bay Sports in tourism, I mean, they couldn't have ordered that if they tried, but that would
No,
be amazing.
absolutely not. But it literally is. They took Raymond James Stadium, and I don't know if you haven't seen the pictures. Go to Raymond James Stadium's
Yeah, it's super cool.
Facebook. It's really cool. They're literally turning the outside football field in Tampa into an ice ring for a hockey game, and they do it
It's
once
the first
a year.
time ever.
Yeah, it's the first time in Tampa
It's the first time that the NHL has done it in a warm climate.
in a warm climate.
outside.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
yeah.
So
Typically,
this
they're
is-
not outside.
This is a huge test, and for those that don't know, I worked for Raymond James Stadium for a while, and I huge kudos to Eric Hart and all of them over there because if there's somebody who's going to take on a first and try and make something happen, those guys
they do a phenomenal
they
job.
do an amazing job. And They absolutely have done an amazing job hosting this and taking the risk that first time. They built a tent over it. Did you see that? I did watch the news the other day. And
I've been watching.
They built a tent over it, and I think they took it off today. If I saw that they're prepping for the weekend. But did you see they made a map around it too?
No.
So the graphic, you know how they paint the ice with everybody's logos and stuff,
right?
So around the outside of it, they made it look like a postcard. So from above, it looks like a Gasparilla map because
that's cool.
It's in honor of Gasparilla this weekend.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really, really, really cool.
That's awesome. That's amazing.
So that's going on this weekend. We got 2 huge things. You got Gasparilla and the Winter Classic,
and then
snow.
And then Monday is Groundhog Day
and snow.
And snow.
Well, the groundhog is not going to come out if we have snow.
Well, he's in Pennsylvania. He's a mess. Punxsutawney Phil.
Oh yeah, there's a whole town built around
Punxsutawney Phil. Yep. Yeah, in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
One of the best movies of all time.
Okay, so again, I go back to you're not allowed to check the bucket list.
No.
If you see flurries happen, that's what we call
there's got to be something
flurries
on the ground.
Right. Accumulation
how much
is what happens on the ground. When you actually see white on the ground.
Covered. It should be covered, like that towel that's underneath the.
Like when you were watching the football game this past weekend and there was
That
no
was a
snow.
mess.
And
That was
all
a
of a
blizzard.
sudden there was that's snow.
That's snow.
real snow, right?
Yeah.
And all of a
That's
sudden
the
it's
tundra.
accumulating on the ground and you're getting snow buildup. Then you can check the box and say, I have seen real snow.
I'm not going to see snow then.
Well, you just got to go check it out.
I
It's
know.
worth it.
So now it's also, going back to what you do, a great time for people up north to be able to come down because even though it feels like winter to us here, they're at like 9 degrees with a feel like of -3.
I have friends in town. They're wearing
warmer.
shorts. They're like, this is nothing.
Way warmer. So you were talking about it. Can I have you say what kind of documents are you going to ask people for? Because that's something we hear a lot. What do I need? I happen to know the answer, but you're the expert.
Obviously driver's license, social security card, pay stubs, tax returns, all kinds of stuff. Especially if you own
Firstborn.
properties, my goodness, like
Firstborn.
you go ahead and it's going to be like 45 documents. So it's very
Don't
tedious.
scare them off, Jeremy.
Well, I'm blessed to have a good team. Crystal Pentai, I'm sure she's watching too. She's the
Crystal.
she's the godmother of this. So she looks at all the documents with Brittany DeBalo. I've been regulated to the front end now. Jimmy's taking over the back end.
Hi, Jimmy.
I
So
think,
your job is to work with the
Directly.
real estate agents and the
Correct.
clients directly,
yep.
and they handle all the back stuff.
Yep. So Jimmy wants to keep me away from underwriters. So I
So
think
when
I
us
scare him too much.
realtors
Yes.
need the red phone to get answers ASAP,
We call Jimmy.
we call Jimmy.
Well, if you're under contract, you'll call Jimmy or Brittany or Todd or one of the processors.
Todd.
Yep. Front end is Crystal, and if I answer, Jeremy or Brittany DeBalo. So
Can you explain? Because I just actually had this question today, and it was a mentee asking, and I was like, oh, this is a great opportunity.
Yep.
Can you explain to people what are points and buy downs?
So points are, well, people think like 1 point is 1%. It's definitely not. So the way the system works now is inverted pricing. So people, for example, if you think it's $300,000 purchase, they think, oh, if I spend $3,000, I'm going to lower my rate by 1%. Now you might lower it by 1/16 of a point, maybe. Buy downs are more of a temporary buy down. It goes into an escrow. You save money the first 3, 2, or 1 years. Just depends on what you set up. You're guaranteed to recoup your money on a buy down, temporary buy down. Whereas if you buy points down, you got to do a recoup and pray 3 to 5 years. You don't sell the home or refinance.
So
Always smarter to do a temporary buy down if possible.
So it's definitely, they need to have that conversation directly with you to see what suits them best.
And buy downs got to come from seller concessions majority of the times. So that's where you got to think about, like, well, do I want to keep money in my pocket from closing costs, or do I want to buy the rate down? So that's where you have that touchy feely. That's why a lot of buyers are going FHA, because they get that 6% seller concessions to get the best of both worlds.
Okay.
Yep. So hypothetically, like my FHA rate right now is like 4.94. They did a 2-1.
Hold up. Did you hear that?
Yeah, that's
4.
incredible.
It started with a 4.
Yep.
Because what is national regular rates right now? 6.
For
pretty much almost 6
FHA
even.
is 5.93.
So
Conventional,
pretty close to 6.
Yeah, conventional is like 6.38.
And your rates are at starting with a 4.
Yep.
FHA.
FHA VA is 4.98 and conventional is 5.31.
So explain to me, I know why, but I'm asking questions. How is it that you can get them that rate, but they call any other lender or banks and they're not getting those rates? Because I can attest for the fact that I have sent your quotes to other people and said, can you meet or beat it? Because I get hit by lenders every single day asking me for business, right?
How mad do they
Absolutely.
get?
And I say, sure, can you beat his rates? And they go, well, no, I wouldn't make any money. And there's no way anybody can do that. And I'm like, well, we just closed one.
Yep.
Right. So explain to us how your rates are better and how
I
that
happened to
works.
mention your name and somebody went, because they knew.
The Grim Reaper now is what I'm known as. So that's awesome.
The rate reaper.
Yeah. So we do volume. So I'd rather do 40, 50 a month and make a little money instead of trying to break the bank. Any baseball fans, most lenders want to be Barry Bonds or Mark McGuire, hit home runs. I'm more like a Tony Gwynn, get base hits, or Ozzie Smith. Just depends on who you like. Most home run hitters strike out more than they score, essentially.
That's true.
Yep. So you have lenders out there, and sometimes it's not their fault, just who they work for. They bake in 2.75 to 3% in the rate. That doesn't necessarily mean that lender, that MLO is making 3%, because it's probably all kinds of people are making it. Whereas on ours, we keep our commission very low. We divide it 4 ways and we keep it moving. That's the nature of the beast. We sleep well at night. We don't have to worry about people rate shopping us. I encourage it. I tell people when they talk to me, like, hey, I'm going to soft pull you. Make sure you call like 5 lenders and rate shop me. Yep.
That's kind of a.
It drives my team crazy. So about two weeks before closing, I'll call my clients again, be like, hey, you should rate shop me again. You still got time to change lenders. Make sure you do it. That way you can sleep well at night. It drives Jimmy and Crystal crazy. But I'm confident in my rates. No one's beat me. No one will beat me. So
that says a lot.
Mhm.
You're absolutely know that you're
Yep.
you're the lowest.
So for the people that don't understand our lingo in what we're doing, so the LO is the loan officer, right?
Yep.
And let's be real, every aspect of every business out there, whether it's home buying or anything else, that there's money to be made, right? You don't
Yep.
work for free. And so every lender makes money, and it's baked into some of your closing costs and things like that in order
Correct.
to get the loan written and approved and through the process. All those people have jobs and have to have jobs, right?
Yep.
So what you're saying is, in layman's terms, for people to understand, is you're not taking as big of a commission.
Nope.
So that you can take some of that money and make their rate better by buying it down yourself.
Like, for example, the one I closed in 4 days, she called me. My brokerage just opened, and she was with a certain lender. Won't name it by name, but
No, we're not naming other people.
yeah,
Nope.
but it wasn't local, it was a big one. But she calls me, she's like, yeah, I heard this myth that your rates are here and here. I was like, yeah, when you close, like next week. I was like, oh, I could do it. She's like, are you crazy? So the other
answer to that is yes,
yeah,
Yeah, he is crazy for sure.
because he'll do it just to prove the point that he can.
Yeah, I like challenges. So
Yeah, I know.
I closed her out at 5.29. The big box lender was charging her, it was 6.35.
Wow, that's a
and
decent
that's
amount.
what $8,000 in points as well.
So she saved $8,000 and got a lower rate.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
I have a client that rate shopped you recently.
Yep.
And he came back and I gave him several and said, please call, who you want.
Mhm.
And he came back and said that your rates were 0.75. So, 3/4 of a point less than everyone else that he called. And so
That's a lot in your monthly payment, especially if you end up being the person who stays there 20, 30 years.
Yep. And the crazy thing I do, and it drives my team crazy, say hypothetically I lock him at 4.94. And then the treasury drops down like, hey, Jimmy, guess what? We're going to move him from UWM to Freedom, and we're going to lock him at 4.875 just to save him $20 a month.
Yeah.
Yep.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Uh-oh.
Profit is not a dirty word, but they sound like the right way to do it.
So I don't know.
yeah, I agree. I no one works for free, right?
No,
so
you can't.
I don't work for free.
But,
Well,
I don't.
I take that back. There's a lot of days I work for free.
Some
But
days.
but nobody's, nobody gets to pay our bills without some kind of compensation for our jobs, right?
But
And
we also, I know and I hate to say it, but I also know that even for me, it's about feeling whether I'm being greedy or not. I want to make a living, and I do want to make a living, but I also know that there's a point where in some cases, if I'm off by like $500 or $1,000, I'm going to try to figure out how to do it, even if it means I have to put some cash into it, because I make enough.
So my team, we all grew up, like, our families were blue collar. Like, for example, Jimmy, before he came in, he was a pressure washer. So
Nothing
he's
wrong
like,
with that.
he's like, the money I make, even though we're taking a big cut, is more than climbing a roof, pressure washing all day, sliding off the roof on a metal roof. Crystal was the wife of a veteran. Brittany DeBalo came from blue collar. My dad was a block mason. My mom was a waitress. So my dad had pushed a lot of blocks what I make on one loan,
Right.
even cutting the commission. So, I mean, he would push blocks for 2 cents a block. That's a lot of block to push to even make like $400.
2 cents a block.
Yep, from the front to the back, and then he had to lay them. So he did all the room additions and stuff. So
yeah. That's something I want to pay for. Like, so.
Well, listen, I think Howard's going to yell at us if we don't take a break soon. So when we come back, though, I want to talk about, people that are on the fence, like what they need to do right now. And a lot of them, are afraid to call a realtor and things like that. So we'll talk about it. Would you just tell me to keep talking, actually? All right. Well, anyway, I'm going to ask you now then. So I hear a lot of people say, oh, I don't want to call a realtor because it's like calling a used car salesman and then they're never going to leave me alone and whatever. The reality is the first phone call you really should make is to a lender. Because yes, we want to start helping you as quickly as possible. But if you haven't done your own homework and figured out what kind of budget you want and what kind of payment you can do and what you can afford, we can't help a lot until we figure that out. I can show you a lot of homes, but I might be showing you in the wrong price point, and now I disappointed you if you can't do it, right? So if you're at all considering in the next year even, start doing it now, right? How far out should somebody start running the numbers with you?
If they're looking to buy a house like in the next 6 months, I would say like right now, truthfully, because if there's something wrong with their credit or their income or anything, we can correct now. Because a lot of people, they wait till their lease is up in 30 days. Like, I got to buy a house, or we're going to be homeless. I'm like, well, there's a lot of stuff you got to do, and here we are jumping through hoops to close them pretty fast. So,
and that's stressful.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Yeah,
not just for you guys, but for the buyer too.
Even the realtors, the inspectors, everybody. I mean, it's just
there's no doubt we get a lot of sleepless nights.
Absolutely. So, Angie, you know me pretty well. When I'm quiet, it means there's something hitting the fan. So, usually, as you know. So
yes, I do know.
Yeah,
I'm nervous when you're quiet.
Yes.
I'm nervous when you get quiet.
I get mostly nervous when I text.
That's rare, by the way.
If I've texted Jeremy like 4 times going, dude, status, where we at? Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? And I've got nothing. And I'm like, that means we're not good. This isn't good. So
all right.
But I think ultimately the key is preparation, right?
Yep.
And I think people forget you have to do your taxes.
That's the big thing.
Let's talk about that when we come back, right?
Absolutely.
So, Howard, we're going to throw it to you for commercial break.
Background in. So yeah, we went one time when we were go higher. And hi everybody, we're back.
That was the fastest break of all time.
Yes, it was. We're back.
minus the
Are we back? Howard.
I happen to
Joanne?
be here with Aldo, who's in charge and runs the Cars and Coffee here in Waterset, which is a local phenomenon, which is kicking butt here and is a free event. He's going to tell you all about it. Hold tight.
Guys, my name is Aldo. I run the Waterset Cars and Coffee every second Saturday of the month from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. We're here every second Saturday of the month at the landing in Waterset.
What's it cost, Aldo?
Nothing. Here's the only thing I'm going to ask.
There you go.
If you like cool cars, cool motorcycles. It doesn't matter if it's a classic, an exotic. It doesn't matter what it is. Come here. We need cool cars and cool people. If you're cool, you got to come over here.
You're welcome here.
Second Saturday of the month. Check it out. We have the food truck. We have White Claw. We have the vendors. Free coffee. We always have
I love the
everything.
Ackie. You know I'm a Honda guy.
Yes, yes. So check out the Acura NSXs, the Cybertruck, everything. And guys, follow us. Follow us, Waterset Cars and Coffee, in Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Waterset Cars and Coffee every second Saturday of the month, 8 to 10 a.m. Have a great day, guys.
Check him out on South Shore Live, too.
Boom.
And we're back.
We are.
In
And
the deep freeze of Florida down here.
yes, with the almost snow. Thank you, Aldo, from Cars and Coffee, the second Saturday of every month. I am one of your hosts, Joanne Duran, with
I am Angie Richardson, and we have our guest Jeremy King here tonight. And we are talking all things lending wise for real estate. So I've had this happen a couple of times with clients, and people don't realize how important it is to have your tax stuff together.
Yes, especially if you're self-employed. So I always tell my clients, like, hey, talk to your lender before you do your tax if you're self-employed, because we need to look at your last 2 years and see how you wrote stuff off, because you might need to rate less off to qualify.
It's painful
yeah,
for us small business people.
Exactly. Well, there is ways that you can write it off and still count as income if you do it for depreciation or mileage or stuff like that. The main thing is, like, meals, always write them off 100%. Don't do 50% because they hit you with that double hit. So, but yeah, it's this time of year keeps my team busy. We just shake our heads, call CPAs nonstop, and I can tell you, there's only a few CPAs in the area that knows what they're doing. So it's pretty wild.
Well, let's not.
Yeah.
That's
Let's
true.
not badmouth any CPAs on the show.
It's wild.
But I think it's important too, though, that some people do write a lot of stuff off, right?
They do.
And understandably, and some people have multiple businesses. So I think I hear this a lot when people say, "Well, I'm self-employed. Can I get approved?" and things like that. If they have written a lot of stuff off and employed people, there's also bank statement loans,
There
right?
is,
So if we
correct.
have to
Right.
move to a bank statement loan, so
Yep.
can you explain what that means? Because I think for a lot of people watching the show, you have a lot of self-employed people, and they, probably are writing stuff off. So what does it mean to move to that?
So a bank statement loan is you take 12 months. Ideally, you want to do 24 months. You get a better interest rate. You give your lender your bank statements. They submit it to an underwriter. They look
Your
at
actual checking account.
your
statements.
actually checking
Right.
account for your personal and your business. And what happens is they have someone actually reviews them. They go through all your deposits, they add them all up, and they usually give you a haircut of 20%, 25%, just depends on what type of business you do. And that's your monthly income. They do have a little bit higher interest rate. Mine's right around 6.1, give or take. You got to put usually 20% down, 25% down, but you're in a home, essentially.
Right.
So I tell people, like, hey, this is kind of like, a bank statement loan gets you into a home. Let's get your tax returns fixed, and we'll get you into a standard loan. So don't stress too much about the interest rate. The most important thing is getting to the home, essentially.
Well, that also brings up the fact that there are many different types of loans.
Mhm.
So can you go over some that may be more helpful to the general public, the people who are, especially people who are just trying to get in their first home?
Yep. So, the big ones obviously are conventional or FHA. A lot of people think FHA is just for first-time home buyers. It's not. It's for anybody. A lot of people think, it's just for low credit scores. No, I have buyers right now that are 750 that are doing FHA because of seller concessions and debt to income ratios. So if you're a first-time home buyer, if you go conventional, you can go with 3% down. If you go FHA, 3.5% down. There's also the VA loan for my veterans.
Conventional, you can do 3% down.
3% down.
So when your grandparents told you had to have 20%
Mhm.
to
Plus
buy a
closing
house,
costs.
plus closing costs, you do not have to have 20%.
So 20% is the biggest myth in the industry. people don't realize if you put 19.99% down compared to 20%, yeah, your PMI might be $2, but your interest rate is usually 1/8 of a point better. When you hit that 20% thresholds, usually when you get like a loan level price adjustment, as crazy as it sounds. So I've been doing it for years. I always tell people put 19.99, it'll drop off in a couple months, I promise. Now the other
better interest rate.
now the big thing too is a lot of lenders won't tell people this, but if you're buying a house and you're going to sell your house you're living in after you close, I always recommend conventional if you qualify. The reason why is, say hypothetically you buy a house and your loan's $400,000, then you sell your house, you clear $200,000. If you're in an FHA or a VA, you cannot recast, and recast means you give the money to the lender like $200,000, and they change your loan amount and they change your monthly payment based on your new loan amount. Government loans you can't do that, but conventional you can, and it's free.
So that's called recasting,
Mhm.
which is great if you're going to buy and then move like right away. So you don't have to be there when it's up for sale on the market. You don't have to worry about it. You just walk away and
Yep.
show.
I probably say recast probably 25 times a week with clients calling me.
Mhm.
They don't know what it is. Like, oh my gosh, no one's ever told me that. I say, no, you don't have to refi to lower your payment if you're just going to throw money at principal, unless your rate's bad, obviously.
So let's say somebody doesn't sell a house to get it, but maybe they inherited some money.
Yep.
Or had a lawsuit,
Mhm.
The car accident, gigs, whatever, that
Mhm.
they won the lotto, whatever. If all of a
Yes,
sudden
I
they
will.
have an extra $10,000, $50,000, $100,000, and they want to put that towards their principal, they can do that.
Yep. If you have a conventional loan. So what you'll do is you'll say, hey, Mr. Lender, I want to put this $10,000 towards my principal. And the rule of thumb is every $1,000 you give for a recast saves you $6 a month in payment. So if it's 10,000, $60. So the threshold is you got to have at least 5,000 for a recast, but they're free. You can do as many times as you want. I tell
No one
people,
ever told us.
so I tell people like, hey, just make sure like when you do it, like don't expect your payment to change immediately. It's usually within 30 days.
What if you don't want to change your payment? Can you just put it down so you're getting your principal down and getting to pay off your house faster?
You
But
can,
you're comfortable with your payment, you can keep going?
you can.
If you don't tell them you want to put on principal, they take it.
Yeah. You have to be
Exactly.
very be
Yep.
very careful about
Mhm.
that
Sure, they'll
because
take your payment, they put it right
to the escrow, to the-
I
yeah.
wanted that towards principal. Oh, yeah.
we
Yeah,
actually
I mean,
did
you
have
have
that.
to know that
Yes.
you're
Yep.
putting it towards principal.
Yeah, we had that happen to us once. We were putting some money extra towards what we thought was principal. This was when we bought our second house, I want to say. And they kept putting it to pay off our interest.
So that being said, I have noticed I started paying my mortgage on the mortgage site instead of through my bank app like normal,
Mhm.
because it does ask you when you make the payment, do you want to make anything extra for principal? And
Yes.
you can designate it right there, since now most people aren't writing checks.
Correct.
So if you're just overpaying with your regular bank app and you're adding an extra $50 or $100 thinking it's going towards your principal, it's probably not. It's probably going towards your interest is what you're saying.
Interest or the escrow account.
Right.
We had it one time. It was an escrow. I'm like, why would I pay more for taxes?
Right. And there's no way of designating it to them
No,
when
not
you're
when you
paying
do
it that way. So you might be better going to your actual website and paying on the lender's web or on your mortgage company's website.
I actually encourage my clients, and when we're sitting at the closing table and they've signed all their documents, and we're just waiting for what they call funding to happen, which means everybody gets their money and the buyer gets the keys. And I'll say to them, when you set it up online to do automatic payments, you can actually set an automatic payment to have an extra $100 to principal, extra $50, extra $20. Do it there. If you know that you planned on the case of our child, our son, he had planned $1,500 a month to be his mortgage payment. And don't laugh because he bought in 2019. He bought a brand new house and his mortgage payment was $1,325 with all his escrows and everything. Well, he budgeted $15. So when we set him up, I said, okay, see right here where it says to principal, you're going to put $200.
Right.
And boy, is he thankful now, 7-8 years later.
Oh, yeah.
When you think about it, that much money is coming off of it and he's not paying interest. So I always encourage my clients, look, you can really pull down that amount if you, what if you sell it in 10 years? Well, you just have more money you've
Money
paid
in your
off.
pocket to use
It's
on
in
the
your
next one.
pocket on exactly on the next house. So it's not going to hurt you to pay it to principal.
One extra payment a year saves you about 7 years of interest.
Yeah, that's
So-
yeah.
So
That's a lot.
the whole saying is that I've always heard is that if you pay your on the 1st and the 15th, if you take your mortgage payment for the month, split it in half, and you pay half of it on the 1st and half on the 15th, consecutively for all 12 months, you will make one extra payment.
Correct.
Because of the number of months and number of weeks, right?
2 weeks in a year.
Right. So that is the best way to do it, to cut down 7 years of your mortgage pretty quickly.
So a lot of lenders don't allow you to do that no more.
Really?
So you actually have to kind of cut it yourself and just play. Yep, exactly. More paperwork, more people they got to hire. So I tell my clients, like, hypothetically, say your mortgage is $1,200. Take that 1,200 divided by 12, it's $100 a month. Put it in a lump sum one time a year at tax season, or do it, towards principal, and that will save you about 7 years of interest.
And that's another thing you brought up. Tax season's coming up. So if you own a home and you're getting a lot of money back, I've always suggested to people take half of it. Not for us. It doesn't have much for people in our business, but if you are, a W-9 or W-2, right? W-2. I always get this mixed up.
It's been a long time since you've had one of those.
Yes. So if you're a W-2 and say you get, and it doesn't even have to be a lot. Say you get $2,400 back at tax season and you're lucky enough to get that. You can take $1,200 and do something with it, have a good time, but take the other $1,200 and put it to your principal and your mortgage. If you do that every year, before you know it, you actually own the property, which means you become your own bank. And a lot of people don't realize that is a big deal. It's what a lot of very wealthy people do. They pay things off so they can become their own bank. And yes, now they've got a home equity line of credit or something, or they refi to start a business to help their kids with their houses, for college, for whatever. If they don't have that money, they're now their own bank, and they don't have to borrow from everybody else. I mean, they are, and all their interest is actually tax deductible.
You sound like my fiance Brittany right now. That's how she talks to me all the time.
You want to
put more money down. Put more money down.
Well,
exactly.
There was a book that's What Did the Vanderbilts Do? And it was a Rockefellers versus, or What Did the Rockefellers Do? And it was the Rockefellers versus the Vanderbilts, why the Rockefellers still have a crap ton of money, being nice with my language, and why the Vanderbilts basically don't exist anymore. And one of the reasons was they bought life insurance for every member of the family. So when somebody died, but they also became their own bank. So when a younger generation wanted to start their own business, they got a low interest rate loan from the family. Doing that because they owned all the property, they owned it all. It was secured by the property, but they still had to pay back the debt, which means they had to earn it. They earned it at a much lower rate than you and I would because the loan was so cheap, and it got paid back. So it was there for the next generation, next generation, next generation. Most people in business, by third generation, all the money's gone. That's just a fact. But if you own your house, you become your own bank, you can create generational wealth.
You can start a small business and get a
Absolutely.
line of credit and fund your other dreams out of your house. So
exactly. Fund whatever it is you're looking to do.
So I think one of the things too about being prepared with the lender is that you make the process then when you do start working with a realtor and you're out looking at homes, or you find the home and you're like, this is it and I want it, right? You make that process so much smoother for yourself if you've done all that homework up front, got the pre-approval, gave them all your stuff to look at underwriting. And it takes the stress of buying a home so much down because you're not
in our stress.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you're not calling them every day and freaking them out.
God, are we there?
And
Are we
everything
there?
else. So, I think that's probably the number one thing we can talk to any first-time home buyer or anybody who's been in a house for a while and you're looking to go to the next one is talk to the lender. And get your stuff done ahead of time, because you will save yourself so much stress when you're actually ready to start looking at houses.
So I tell people too, just because you're pre-approved today doesn't mean you're going to be pre-approved tomorrow, because rates change. That's why Crystal, my team, and Jimmy and myself and Brittany as well, we're constantly churning those pre-approvals. A lot of lenders like, oh, you're good for 90 days. Come back and see me. Well, the rate could have been 5%. Now it's 6%.
Right. And that happened when things were going up. I was actually talking to the lenders going, how long, up until what interest rate is this still good? And that was something I did to kind of what we called bulletproofing the process.
Yep.
So that's a question that, a conversation you want to have with your lender is, okay, I'm pre-approved for 450 at this rate. What if it goes to this rate? What does that do? What does that change?
Well, September of 2024, I saw rates changed almost 1% in 2 minutes. Literally, like with the jobs report, it was like,
please don't ever do that again.
Yeah. And it was just like, I remember like my fiance can tell you, I just had a complete meltdown. Like my whole whiteboard is completely wiped. Like, yep, pipeline's done. I'm going to the beach. I'm done. Like, I'm just
bring on the margarita.
And she didn't really know me that well. She's like, this guy is lost his mind. I was like, I'm just not going to work. I'm going to the gym. I'm done. That quick. We had, I had like 80 people pre-approved, and that quick they were not pre-approved.
Yeah.
It works the other way too. Like when the rates drop, say they were pre-approved for 330, now they might be pre-approved for 370.
Right.
That's music to the realtors' ears as well, because now they can afford that house you wanted to show them.
Right.
So I always tell my clients, like, hey, I got you pre-approved for 330, but I'm gonna tell your realtor, like, I'm gonna tell Joanne or Angie, like, hey, let's do the search at 350 and below.
Right.
Because of the bubble.
So
I
Are
like
you
that
doing
shirt, Howard.
calisthenics, or are you
He's-
trying to tell
he's-
us we got to go to break?
he's watching.
I like
Oh,
the
you're
shirt.
just stretching. Yeah.
I like
Yes.
it.
Oh, today, that reminds me, just as a side note, today's actually the International Memorial Day for Holocaust. So, just for everybody out there to remember, I'm a very big proponent of, if you don't remember the past, you will be doomed to repeat it.
Yep.
So, but
Absolutely.
key takeaways on this are: talk to a lender, keep talking to your lender, talk to the lender till the day after you close, and then in a couple months, talk to your lender again,
And don't quit your job.
and don't buy a car.
Can I add one to that? Because Jeremy's going to know where this is coming from, because we had a client that
Oh, God.
it just is what it is. And I know he's going to know what I'm talking about.
You've had a lot
Don't
of
go to the
those.
bar.
Don't go to the bar, right? So I'm not going to say it that way. So we're just going to say, buying a home is a mindset, right?
Mhm.
And whether it's a car, maybe even two, or whatever it is you're going to finance and need somebody else to help you purchase, whatever that might be. But a house is generally people's largest purchase that they make.
Absolutely.
And there
Biggest
is
investment.
a mindset to purchasing a house, because part of it is, once you've gotten with the lender and you're approved and they've seen your finances and everything else, and especially if we've taken you shopping and we're under contract, at that point, like, you can't just go do willy-nilly whatever you want, because the bank now is watching you.
Stay
they're
off
watching-
of Amazon.
They're watching everything that you do. So I tell my clients a lot of times, I'm like, listen, we're probably not going to buy furniture till we have the keys. Don't go open a new credit card and buy a new lawnmower, because they're going to give you 10% off at Home Depot right now. Like,
Right.
these are the things you can't do. And you may not even be able to pay cash, because they're watching your checking accounts. And you need to have that cash. And, so
Right.
it's important to talk to the lender, because if someone is borderline on getting
Right.
approved, right? And their monthlies are coming in for their paycheck, and you can count on those over the next couple of weeks. But what they can't account for is what you go out and spend. And, at some point you have to shut down spending so that you can get approved, get the house, and get the keys. You can go spend it after you have the keys.
Yep.
Correct.
But it's really, I've seen deals unfortunately fall apart because people can't stop spending. And that can include your daily Starbucks run, right?
Right.
It's okay if you've always done that, but now you got somebody watching your finances, and a daily Starbucks run can quickly become $50 for the week, $200 for the month. And,
Absolutely.
they want to see that you're financially responsible.
Absolutely. And the other thing I'll touch on too, if you have cash like in your mattress or just stored away, put in the bank account and let it sit there for 60 days before you even try to buy a house. For
Right.
underwriters, that way it's seasoned. Technically, if you're conventional, it's only 1 month, but just that mindset 60 days, because there's so many people still keep cash at home. That's the way they do it.
Or
So
if you're going to get a gift, you might want to get part of that gift up front and get it in your account. So because if all of a sudden this, money comes out of nowhere and it's not a family member, let's say,
mhm.
they want to trace where all money's coming from and why.
If you do a gift too, and you're in the middle of buying a house, if you wire it directly to title, you don't have to source the money from the gifter, the donor, which
Right.
is insane. Like, to me, it's just wild. Like, you beat people up when they're buying a house, like, oh, where did this $5 come from? But hey, Susie's giving Timmy $25,000 in gift. Oh, we don't care, as long as it's wired to title. Who cares? But that's just the way it is. So I tell my clients, if you're getting a gift, make sure you send a title. Don't send to your bank account, because then I got to look at all their bank accounts, and then there's no telling what I'm gonna look at.
And I had that happen in a deal.
Mhm.
The parents were giving somebody a gift,
Mhm.
and they wanted to give the gift to their kid,
Mhm.
not to title. And they felt very strongly about that. And so we said, if that's what you want to do, you can. And then the lender came back and said, well, we now have to open your bank account.
Yes.
And the father was very upset. And he was like, no, I'm giving them a gift out of my own money. They don't need my bank accounts. And I'm like, well, unfortunately, you've now opened Pandora's box.
Yep.
Yes.
So that's why you want to send it to a title.
Yeah. How can we get a hold of you, Jeremy?
Smoke signals.
813-679-7223. Also got Jeremy at kingmortgagegroup.com, but our main one now is connect@kingmortgagegroup.com. It goes to my whole team because I get probably 900 emails a day. So,
and if they go on Tampa Bay Sports and Entertainment Magazine, which is tbsports.com, he is the back cover of the magazine every single month.
The new
Every
logo
month.
should be there soon too, right?
It's already on for the next month. So
Yes.
February edition, which comes out February 1st, go to that back page. You will see his entire thing. And
You
Angie?
can call me at 630-336-0401. My website is angierichisson.com, and that's ANGIERICHISON. It's not Richardson, it's Richison.
And I am Joanne Duran at 267-980-6427. And you can always hit me up at tbsportsmag.com. Everything's there. And then we got Howard, who's just raising his hand.
We have next week's guests who are Jamie Miller
Yeah, next week we've got Jamie Miller coming on and also Trish Decker.
and a very special Valentine's greeting from Teo Leonard.
And a very special Valentine's greeting from Teo Leonard, apparently.
Teo's coming dressed as a Cupid.
That'd be so cute. Although he
Amazing
can't
what
sit
it's
there.
amazing what AI is gonna do.
We should get him to agree
Okay.
to that as he's drinking that reserve bourbon tonight at
But
Circles.
he has to sit behind here. He can't sit here.
Right.
We could get some
Facebook will flash us there.
subscribers. That would be great.
Yeah, so we want you to follow us, subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is South Shore Live. We are not the church that's South Shore Live. We are South Shore Live. Also, Apollo Beach. You can go to Apollo Beach Publishing, like, subscribe, all of our pages.
Hallelujah.
I know,
If you-
yeah,
The
there's
Reverend.
two of us.
The Reverend.
The Reverend.
But
But if,
even if you're not a small business owner and you're watching, if you have ideas for upcoming things or topics you want to talk about or businesses
Or
you want to highlight,
questions you have about
yeah.
a type
More
of.
about the events we talked about in the past.
yeah,
Correct.
if you want to, if there's topics you want us to talk about,
Yeah.
or do some research and help you out with, or find the right people for you for things that you need, maybe a better CPA than what Jeremy's experienced, whatever
Right.
it might be. That's what we're here for. That's part of what we want to do is provide connections to people in our South Shore area. So
Yeah.
I do have a question though before we close up in a little bit, but so are refis starting to happen for you now?
They are the Earls are happening
Because we're at a 3-year low right now.
Yeah. So the Earls, I mean, I'm refining people right now.
Where's
on
an
the
Earl?
floors. Earl is a VA rate reduction.
Okay.
So which they're awesome. So you can technically give me 3 documents. We put in underwriting. We got you clear to close the same day, and we close the next day. Essentially,
Only
wow.
for VA.
only for VAs.
Okay.
No appraisals. There's no nothing. We don't have to look at your income. They don't even care if you have a job. That's
So
crazy. as
if
it sounds.
the rate goes in, is there a cost to that for them?
There is some cost. There is some title fees, unfortunately. Transfer tax, stuff like that. We have to reset escrows. But it's awesome. I have a lot of veterans right now. They're in the 7s and they're going to like 4.8, 4.9.
That's stunning.
That's a lot. Now the VA is very strict. They have a 1% rule. The fees can't be over 1% for a refi. And they also have a 36-month recoup, which means hypothetically, the fees are $10,000. You got to recoup that in your monthly savings within 3 years, or they won't let you refi. So a lot of veterans get
They
upset.
take care of it.
Yeah,
But they're taking care of their people.
Correct.
They're making sure you don't get rocked.
and they did that because of COVID, because of so much churning.
Right.
A lot of veterans were getting taken advantage of every 2 weeks.
I believe it.
Yeah, seeing a lot of FHA, a lot of conventionals as well.
With refis?
Yep, staying pretty busy. I tell a lot of people too, like, hey, the rates are going to slide the next couple of weeks. Like, do you want to do it now? You want to wait? A lot of people are like, let's cash out now, because the other cool thing is if you close at the right time, you skip 2 payments as well.
That's true.
So I also tell, if anybody's listening, if you're refining your escrow balance from your old lender, you do get that back in a check within 7 days. So a lot of
That's
people
beautiful.
it's expensive. Like, well, a lot of the escrow setups, and you get that $7,000 check back in 7 days. So it kind of wipes it essentially. Yep.
Absolutely.
What about HELOCs? Are you seeing a lot of HELOCs? Are you guys doing HELOCs?
I'm doing HELOCs, HELoans. See a couple of those right now. I'm actually doing one for realtor, just putting the pool in. So sometimes it makes sense if they got like a 2% rate or 3% like this client had. Now, if they have like a 4 or 5, like, you might as well just do a cash out. It's going to make more sense.
Full refund.
Yep,
Yeah. So if
exactly.
you don't know, again, lingo, right? So if you don't know the lingo, a HELOC, a home equity line of credit.
Yep.
And I recommend for people a lot, like, go get the home equity line of credit just to have it, right?
Mhm.
So that if something happens and you need access to cash, your house is a bank at times.
Yep.
And the best way to be able to do that and access it is to have a home equity line of credit. And it doesn't mean you have to use
Nope.
it.
It just sits there and you just take out lines.
But, a great example was brought up the other day in my brokerage that, somebody lost their job and the guy was, obviously concerned. And he's like, but I already got approved for a HELOC and I have the credit. So I know I'm good for a couple of months to weather the storm. Right. So sometimes it's just about planning and using that asset that you have and have that access available. So it doesn't mean you got to put in a pool or you got to put in a new roof or whatever it might be. You can actually have it available and just sitting there waiting.
Right. Yep. And using it for the right things, not just because you want to go on an all-inclusive trip first class the whole time.
I mean, maybe
you might. And if you have the right job, that's okay. But if,
well, I recommend
all your assets correctly.
I recommend a HELOC over like a bridge loan. A lot of people throw the bridge loan like out that. I tell everybody, do not do a bridge loan because there's so many hidden fees. And like a lot of people don't realize when you do a bridge loan, if you don't sell that house within 90 days, they will fire your realtor and they take over that house. And they also usually make 2%.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of hidden black little. Yeah, so
I got to tell you, I started in the mortgage side, kind of dabbled I was never a loan officer. I just represented a mortgage company for years. And I always said, I don't want to be the loan officer. I had fun going out and meeting realtors and bringing in business, right? But I liked the realtor side more. But the more I hear you talk, it is amazing to me the amount of tedious details that you have to know on every single kind of loan and loan type. And I don't think people understand how many loan types there are out there. And we haven't even talked about down payment assistance programs and hometown heroes and all those kinds of things, right? And they all have a million details on them. And
some you have to pay back and some you don't.
Yeah.
Like some are silent second. You don't even, when they first came out with that hometown heroes, I was like, wait, they're not giving us money for free. And
there ain't nothing for free.
No. And I said, well, is there, like some of them, there's after 5 years, it disappears. And they're like, oh, no. This is a silent second. When you vacate, you have to pay it back.
Right.
And it means you could be renting it to somebody and you still got to pay it back. So there is so many details. You also can't
refinance on that.
Right.
Believe, right.
You can. So they did change the rules on account of that. So you can actually do a rate and term, which is good. But I have actually have some of my lenders that we have DPAs that they're fully, taken care of after 2 years. You're not paying
Explain DPA just for
down payment assistance programs. Not all of them are free. A lot of times they come with a higher rate. Like Hometown Heroes, real quick, FHA, the starting rate, no matter what, if your credit's 800 or 580, you're at 6%. Convention, you're at 6.5%. Whereas you're about a 1% higher, and you're paying back that money. So it's like,
is it really worth it?
Correct. The scary thing is I see a lot of veterans right now with Hometown Heroes of like 35,000. I'm like. And I look at it, I'm like, dude, you bought the house and you took it $35,000 down. You should have just paid asking price and get seller concessions. You wouldn't be in this mess right now. So I tell people, if it sounds too good to be true, it's probably not true.
Right.
So. Well, and so two things. One, impressive that you have all this knowledge up here off the top of your head. And, I'm going through one right now with a client, VA, wanted to buy a mobile home. And we looked at several, but the reality is the VA won't lend on co-ops. You have to own the land. And a lot of agents write in the description, land owned. Well, a co-op is not land owned, right? So it creates a lot of frustration. It's not my fault, but I'm the one who has to, tell them, and the lender has to tell them, like, it's not going to work and you can't buy what you want with this kind of loan, right? So there's requirements out there on all these loans is my point. So really knowing them and understanding them, but talking to the lender through the process, we truly, whether any agent you're working with and any lender, we work as a team together, making sure that we're making the best offer. And I think that's the key to everything, is that because there is negotiation to be had right now,
absolutely,
being in a buyer's market. So we found something for this gentleman, and he couldn't understand seller concessions versus price off the house, right? And so I finally broke it down with the lender, with him together on the phone, saying, no, we're saving you money out of pocket by helping you cover your closing costs in negotiating in a different way to save you and get you to that zero down that you're really hoping to be and thought you could do, right? Because I think a lot of people don't even understand there's closing costs.
So I have a veteran that's actually, I cleared a close today.
You tell me I can do a co-op. That would be amazing.
Yeah. So I had a client actually cleared a close today, a VA, and his EMD was earnest money deposit was $3,000. He got 4% seller concessions, and he's getting a check at closing for $3,400. he made $400 to buy a house, and we're going to close him in like 2 weeks.
I've helped 3 VA people this year buy a
awesome.
house for $0
Mhm.
because they got their escrow money handed back to them because we got their closing costs covered.
Yep.
They got their money back that they put down, and then they didn't know a payment for almost 2 months because of timing.
Yep.
So they literally lived in the house for 2 months before they had to make a payment.
That's awesome. That's why VA is my favorite loan for that reason. I always tell people, like, get the seller concessions because
Right.
as you know, Angie, and as you know, Joanne, like if you negotiate and save $10,000 on the purchase price, like, well, let's say
Don't go to Starbucks once.
well, let's save you, roughly, I don't know, like $20
Right.
roughly. Whereas if you had that 10,000 in your pocket, you can do 2-1 buy downs or saving your monthly payments and stuff like that. So,
Or you keep the $10,000 you have in your pocket because you
Correct.
were prepared,
and buy yourself a couch.
and now you can actually buy new furniture or do the things you want, or put it towards your principal after you close.
Yep.
And actually
Uh-huh.
cut an entire year of interest off and the amount of money you'll save, right? So that's one of the biggest things I try to pride myself on with my clients is let's
Mhm.
use your money and use it wisely, where
Right.
it's going to make you the biggest benefit and that. And
Lots of poverty goes a long way.
And I will say
Yeah.
this, just because a furniture company tells you you'll have no payments for 18 months does not mean it's not hitting your credits.
Mhm.
We had a deal in our office that literally the guy could have paid cash for a $2 million house, but of course used his money wisely, financed because rates were low at the time. And him and his wife went out and bought a whole house full of furniture day before closing. They pulled the credit the day of closing because that can happen. And they were the one that was picked to pull. And it took them 2 weeks to straighten out the mess for them to buy it with the loan, even though they could pay cash for the house. They didn't want to. It wasn't a good use of their money because interest at the time was so low. It was better to have the interest and use the money on like the stock market or whatever it is they were investing in. So they were using their money wisely in a different way, but thought because they could afford it, it didn't matter. But it matters. It all matters. And I think it comes down to talk to your lender, talk to your realtor. Always ask first before you spend anything, do anything, even look funny sideways, go to
Before you
Starbucks.
shop on Zillow and get excited about something.
You just have those conversations and stay in the conversation until the keys get handed to you by your real estate professional. Just don't do anything without. I know it's weird because we're adults and we don't want to ask anymore, but really just doing that goes a long way.
I apparently hounded so bad, and you can justify that this is a true story. I apparently hounded into my clients so hard, like don't spend any money, don't change your debt to loan ratio, all these things. And I had a client call and said, "Can I buy a table off of Marketplace?"
She called me and asked me. I was like,
And I was like, "I don't know. I'll call Jeremy."
that was the
That's my answer.
That was the 42.
Fastest loan approval ever.
Yeah.
But I was like, "Listen, I don't know your debt to loan ratio. I don't want to know your finances. It's not. I stay in my
It's
lane.
not my business."
I'm like, just tell me how much the table is, and I'll call Jeremy and make sure it's good." But like, I literally explained to them, like, you can literally, lose
Mhm.
the whole deal if you spend wrong, right? And so he
That's
literally
so true.
called and was like, "My wife found this table, and it's the table, and it's got to be it. And if we can't get it, I'll find somebody else that can loan me the money till I have to." And I'm like, "Let me find out." But
Yeah,
it is important, even though
but it is.
but it's money out of your bank account. So even if it's Marketplace and you didn't go to the furniture store, sometimes if
Yeah,
you're
depending
close,
on the amounts,
Right.
it could be a problem.
right? If you're close and getting approved, it can be a problem. So
There-
I also want to give a shout out to our longtime listener, first time caller tonight. And yes, this is water. I'm drinking water.
I drank
Thank
my
you.
whole one.
Double checking to make sure that I'm drinking water because people are watching out for me post surgery last week. 2 weeks ago, actually. 2 weeks ago today. So
Yay! Yeah.
I'm not sitting on a pillow tonight. Thank you very much.
And
things are
Howard is
getting better.
Howard is bugging me. I have to give shout outs to South Shore Unlimited, of course, the oh so nifty Teal Turtle, Kim Levesque with We Inshore. He has Lone Rangers, but that's not it anymore.
We're still Lone
We're
Rangers.
still Lone
Our team
Rangers.
name, yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying.
Steadfast Roofing, and of course South Shore Sports Entertainment, and Howard Duran and the Unknown Drummer, and of course South Shore Cleaning and Supply because the kids they're terrific. So those shout outs.
Wrap it up. You're more than welcome.
So yeah, I guess
Do we have anybody online still?
I don't know. I'm too busy.
they're
here
probably on.
operating.
They're on there, but they're not asking questions.
Yeah,
So
we've got a bunch of people
I have a
watching.
question.
Okay.
oh, go
Uh-oh.
for it, Kim.
Kim,
Give me a
bye.
question.
We got a question from the live audience. One
It was
moment.
a great.
Yes. He was able to get the table. Their debt to loan was very good. They were very good. Jeremy actually laughed and goes, "Yeah, they can buy the table." I'm like, "Okay, good. I'll make their debt."
But you know what? That's the thing. It's telling them so much that they understand that they do have to think twice, that they can't just go and do. And I think if anybody out there is watching, just the fact that they know that they have to get their stuff together, they need to talk to their realtor, talk to their loan officer, talk to their realtor, talk to their loan officer, right until those keys get handed to them in their hands. Then they can do whatever they want. Refinance a car, buy furniture, do what you want, but wait till the keys are in your hands.
In this case, it's better to ask permission than ask for forgiveness.
Yes, definitely better to ask permission than to beg for forgiveness.
And don't quit your job till 60 days
no.
after closing, because they
So-
check your jobs after you close.
Oh, really?
They do. Yes.
I didn't know that
Really?
part.
Yep, they do.
I knew they right up until the day of they could
Yep.
check. I didn't realize they
What
checked
happens
after.
if you lose your job a month after you?
I mean, you got to explain it, but there's some people that just quit their jobs, don't have jobs, and it's,
I actually know
they can call
somebody-
back, they can call back a mortgage.
I know somebody who quit their job 2 days and we're planning it 2 days after they closed. They didn't tell me, of course,
I did.
because I would have told them don't do it. But I had somebody, and later they said, "Oh yeah, I quit 2 days later. I knew it. I was planning it. I just was waiting." Started their own business. They had enough business. I mean, the husband still worked, but the point was she couldn't wait to get through the loan process just so she could quit her job and start her small business. And she's very successful, but
So I want to talk
that's
about
good to know.
one more thing about housing and lending that is really important right now because of where we live. We have a lot of new construction in our area, right? And I know you're cringing right now inside going, "You're bringing up new construction, Angie. I
it's a
hate
trap. It's
you."
a trap.
It's not a trap.
But it
It's
kind
not
of
a trap.
is.
But I mean,
I remember when you messaged me that one night about this, when I posted something about it.
yeah, well, we won't talk about that.
Now I'm
But
going back on your
listen,
Facebook.
it is, well, I'll talk about it because he had posted something about, lenders and new construction offers such huge deals and all these things, right? And but the reality is it's our job to find our customers a home that they can afford and get into.
Right.
Whether that is an existing property that's being resold or whether that's new construction. We happen to live in the Tampa Bay area where we have a lot of new construction happening. Everybody wants to move down here and get out of the cold and live in a place where we have no income tax, and property taxes, believe it or not, still are cheaper here than a lot of other places. So our influx of people is happening, right? And I say that because a lot of people don't understand. If you're born and raised here, you don't understand what it's like somewhere else. I went home to Illinois over Christmas and there wasn't a for sale sign to be had. And I mean, you couldn't find one if you tried. And I remember saying to my mom at Christmas, I'm like, man, I don't want to be a realtor up here. There's nothing to sell.
Right.
And, they're in a seller's market because there isn't new construction happening up there.
Right.
And there's not any more inventory to be had in that area that I was at. And so you have to buy existing, and everybody who bought existing's in at 2 or 3%, and they're not leaving them. Right.
Right.
So, but we're not in that here. So we do have new construction, and there are times that, new construction makes a lot of sense because of the huge incentives that they're offering. We all know it. I mean, I'm not going to talk about reality. So
I will say this one thing. I looked at some new construction with somebody and they were like, "Oh, we're going to buy down the rate and you get 25,000, da, da, da." But the 25,000 was part of the buy down the rate. So be really aware as realtors, we know better.
yes. So,
But as consumers, be aware of exactly what they're giving you.
And most builders will allow you to use the outside lender if you beat the brakes off their
that's
lender.
where I was trying to get this for
Oh,
you.
sorry.
Gosh dang it. I was
just-
teeing it up not to kill you.
Yeah.
I was. So
Well,
what
and
I was going
was
to
ducking.
say,
I was
I
ducking.
know.
Yeah,
he was
we-
like, God, she brought up that word. It's like
But we actually did do that. We beat their lender and we used TD Bank and they crushed them.
But right now, it's tough to
It
correct me
is.
if I'm wrong. You're a lender, right? So it's tough to beat the lender deals of new construction right now because yes, they're using the builders incentives to buy down those rates.
They built it. They can set the price to anything.
They buy it in
I
blocks.
understand.
Yeah.
Calm down. Hold on one second. I'm getting
that's
somewhere
Braveheart.
with this. But they have
That's it.
one lender that they use. They have an in-house lender that they use.
Yep.
And not all lenders have all products. Not all lenders can do all loans. Not all lenders can get everybody approved. So I have seen before that, yes, they're offering all these incentives. They're giving the great rates, blah, blah, blah. But if they can't get approved through the builder's lender, it's important that buyers understand they can go get a second opinion and
Absolutely.
talk to another lender and then work with and because the builder still wants to close that loan. And if their lender can't do it and someone else can, a lot of times they're still transferring over the incentives to the new lender to be able to close that loan because they want to sell the house ultimately.
Yeah, they will do some of them. Some of them are coming directly from that lender, which then that lender is eating up in fees. I mean, that's what I've seen.
I mean, I don't want to talk the semantics about it all, but my point is if you're looking at new construction and you can't get approved and with all the incentives that they're giving through their lender, don't give up. Try another lender that has more products, more options, and because that ultimately the builder still wants to close. And I believe I have heard you tell me before that you have saved deals of new construction.
I have. I actually got one yesterday.
I was teeing you up.
Well, I got one yesterday. I won't name the builder's name because I'm being nice. See, I'm learning. I'm a broker now. I can't do that. MLO would do that. So it was a VA buyer.
It hurts to bite your tongue, doesn't it?
It's so tough. Jesus.
Do it.
My fiance is so proud of me right now. Jesus.
Yay. I'm so proud of you.
I know. I've grown a lot, Angie, since we met at Century 21 that day.
At least 2 inches since I met.
I know, exactly. So it was a VA buyer, and the realtor's like, you should really talk to Jeremy as well and get a second opinion, even if you're going to use them. And I looked at their loan estimate, like, dude, they're giving you 4.99, but they're charging you $27,000 in points, and they said they're giving you $27,000.
Yeah, they're smoking.
That was my point.
And they're like, well, what's your rate? I'm like, I'm at 4.94 with no points. And the builder calls me, like, it's impossible. I was like, it's called bait and switch. I can't do that. I get fined lots of money. They end up letting me be the lender and giving them the $27,000.
Right. And that they can use it off the price of the house.
And that was even my point. Even if you think you're doing really well with them, and that's where I was going with it, so I would still get a second opinion, even if you do get approved and get all of that, because they tend to eat it up in fees. So they're really not giving you any money, where you are different because you're giving them that. You may have a program that works better for them and gives them a better, loan itself. So I think no matter what, if you're going to do construction, you should get a second opinion on a loan because you don't know if they're giving you the right thing. Especially if you're
a small business, right? Which is a lot of our audience.
Do you know how many times I've been on phone calls with that lender as cousin Ty or brother Jerome or whatever? Like all the time. Like I actually did it. Brittany, my fiance's one of her good friends. He was buying new construction out in Lithia, and he messaged her, and I was like, well, let me look at it. I'm like, dear God, this is terrible. Like it's a jumbo loan, but I was like, you got a great, you should not be at 6.25. So I got on the phone as cousin Ty and talk like I was some hillbilly from West Virginia. And sorry, West Virginia. Love you guys.
I lived there for 3 years.
But that's my
Go Mountaineers.
All are welcome in Florida.
I always say, like, I'm your cousin from West Virginia. Go Mountaineers.
And being condescending is not very good.
I know. Yep. So, anyways, that's what they call me. I'm cousin Ty. Exactly.
That's what they call you.
That's what they say, cousin Ty from West Virginia, like because they think like people don't know mortgages in West Virginia.
Well, that's
whatever.
it. They tend to be condescending to outside. That's what Howard was getting at. They are they're condescending to you, thinking you can't do what you're saying you can do.
Have you met Wisconsin versus Illinois? They call us fibs. So if you don't know what that stands for, let me enlighten you.
Can you say that online?
Effin' Illinois bastards.
Wow.
They call us fibs.
Fibs.
Wow. And they're mad we melted the cheese in the playoffs. Come on. They got all pissy, and it's like, whatever you call us fibs.
So anyways, I got on the call with him, and his cash to close was like $42,000 at 6.25. Cousin Ty from West Virginia. Next thing I know, his cash to close is $34,000. He had a 5.5% interest rate. Because I told the guys, like, I know what you're doing. It's block. It's a lot of them. What they do is everybody gets the same rate. But if you ask a lot of new construction lenders, let me see your rate sheet. We don't have one because you're making it up. The higher your credit score, the more money they pocket. And that's just how it is. Sorry,
right.
Angie.
And they also, like I said, there's like all these weird fees. We went through it back in the day.
And I do new construction for water set for David Weekley and different builders, Pulte and water, West Bay Homes a lot of times. But I do it different. They'll come to me. And that's how David Weekley came to me. He's like, hey, you're saving our clients like $45,000 with your just starting rate.
Right.
It's insane. And Cindy Robinson, if you're in Waterset, look for a house, check out Cindy Robinson. She's phenomenal.
Awesome. She's great.
Yeah, she's great.
Come to Joanne and I first.
I was going to say, you got to come to us before you go to anybody else. You're getting me there, man.
Yeah, but definitely go see Cindy with Joanne or Angie.
Yeah.
Or Max.
Who does she work for?
David Weekley.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And
needs to
who's
be
the
a
young
weekly
kid
house.
you guys use a lot too?
Oh, Logan Louder.
Logan,
there you go.
yes.
Pulte, he's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good guy.
I met him at an event with you.
Yeah, Logan's awesome.
He won my coaching.
He so and that's one thing too, as we're talking about, the buying process tonight, because things are opening up and things are getting busier and all of that.
They
so
are.
we decided to dedicate a night to it. So those that are online still tonight, hopefully you've learned something and hung in there with us. We appreciate it. Because we want you giving the information to even the next generation, right? Don't listen to your
Absolutely.
grandparents. Things have changed, whatever.
No.
But that is something too about new construction while we're talking about it is, yes, you can price out another lender, but if you go in and talk to new construction and you go see the pretty models and all of that, and you give them your name and you want to have representation for you, they don't add us on later on, right?
No.
And people will say, oh, well, I can buy new construction. I don't need a realtor. You're absolutely correct. You can. You absolutely can. But here's the one thing that people don't realize is those builders are in our offices, every single brokerage, Keller Williams, Century 21,
Absolutely.
all of us, every week asking us to bring clients to them. And our commission comes from their marketing budget. It's baked in and built into their marketing budget. It doesn't come out of the price of your house, doesn't affect the price of your house one bit.
Nope.
And I actually tested this with a client of mine. She's very savvy, has bought a lot of houses, and she's like, I don't believe you. And I said, okay, go to the builder by yourself and ask them. And if they tell you no, so be it. Do it by yourself. If they tell you no, it's true, comes out of our marketing budget, hand them my card and I'll go with you next time. And every single builder told her the same thing.
The thing is, that's actually, that was written into law back in, when did we go to buy that house in Orlando? 1999, when there were a bunch of builders who were doing some not so nice things, very unscrupulous business partners. Florida actually put out a law. They are not allowed to put the realtor commission anywhere to do with the house. It must come out of marketing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a no-brainer. It has to be done that way. And that is because they were doing a lot of things. Well, we were one of very few people who got our money back.
The state wanted to protect people.
Right. That's what it came down to, protection.
The point of my comment and where I was going was, and this is a good point to that, is I love all of those salespeople we just said, right? Logan Louder and all of them. They're great, but their fiduciary responsibility is to the builder, and that's who's paying their paycheck. They are a salesperson to the builder. And so at the end of the day, while they're going to take good care of their clients the best that they can, they always have to side to the side of the builder because their fiduciary responsibility is on that side.
Paycheck comes
so
from.
if you want somebody representing you with a fiduciary responsibility to you, the buyer, then you can do that for free. It doesn't cost you a dime.
Yeah,
and we get paid by them and they pay us because you deserve to have fiduciary responsibility on your behalf.
Especially for what you're spending.
Right. And we're there with you all the way through it, even through your 1 year inspection time. We're there making sure that things are happening. And I myself did new construction 4 years ago. I didn't know you then, so don't be mad you didn't get my loan. But at the end of the day, I had a huge problem happen at my house. And I was days after my 1 year warranty was up. And my broker got involved and called the owners of my builder and said, hey, listen, like this obviously was a problem before 5 days ago. This didn't happen overnight. But if I was fighting by myself before I was in real estate, I would not have won, right? Because they're going to go by the law of that 365 days. It's over. Sorry about your luck. Yeah. Where we were able to go way higher than the salespeople and the local GC and fight the case without having to get attorneys involved because I have a broker behind me and the broker was able to step in and help. And that's the kind of power you get having an agent with you is that agent and their brokerage behind you. And you need somebody to have fiduciary responsibility to you.
What I tell people
for free
when they tell me what you just said, oh, well, I can go there. I don't need a realtor. I don't have to. You're right. You absolutely can go to a builder without a realtor and you can go to court without a lawyer.
Yeah. I mean,
what do you want to do?
It's a good analogy. Yeah.
You can go to court without a lawyer. You're going to lose most likely.
And get you a good inspector for
hands
pre-drywall.
down.
Corey Weaver's great. You definitely
he's amazing. I love him.
I just finished 3 out of 3 days with him. Man.
So I guess we should probably wrap all of this up because it's getting late. We're at like almost 20 after 8.
We have an end time?
No, not really. But normally we end around 7:45.
Do we have any questions from anyone?
Do we have any more questions?
We have a lot of watchers, but no questions.
You guys out there, do you have any questions before we, wrap it all up?
Any deep, dark, burning questions you got?
Any warm fuzzies about how much you love Jeremy, Angie, and myself?
Who are you guys going for in the Super Bowl? That's my question.
The Bears are done.
I'm going for the Patriots.
There's a Super Bowl.
There is. Unfortunately, well, my Chiefs were gone a long time ago. It's okay.
Yeah.
10 years straight of stuff. I
You'll be back.
needed a break.
You'll get a good running back. You'll be back.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't have a dog in the fight anymore, so I really don't care. But at the end of the day, I don't know that anybody can stop the Seahawks this year. They're
tough.
They look fierce, right?
Yeah, they seem to just all of a sudden, no matter when you think, I actually thought they were going to lose the last game to the Rams, and I was like, they were great. Then all of a sudden they just died. I was like, oh, maybe they don't have it to finish the game at the end. And then suddenly, boom, 6 minutes left, and they just tore them up.
Somehow energizes itself from within, and they just look really tough this year compared to before. And the Patriots, Sarah Myers, if you're listening, I'm really sorry. I love you. I told you I'll root for the Patriots. I will root for the Patriots for your sake. But you guys have a lot of titles under your belt. Like, I would like to see the Seahawks win.
I think it's gonna be a good game.
I do too.
I think it will be a solid game. Yeah.
And I'm just
and you got to give a shout out to the quarterback that stepped in, who hadn't been on the field in how many years, and for Denver, and played really well, right? And he hung in there, and that even in a snowstorm, that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the last throw of the Bears, I mean, to tie it up, I mean, there has been some spectacular playoff games this year. I said to somebody the other day, even if you're not a football fan, nobody ran away with it this year.
No, and that was kind of good.
Other than the 49ers that literally pulled their quarterback out because the Seahawks were crushing them so bad. But that was probably the only lopsided game though, right?
Right.
So to see the NFL be so
it was very tight.
Yeah, very evenly played this year was nice.
Vegas loves that.
Yeah,
the over-unders.
Oh, I bet.
It made for some great games this year.
Yep.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
I didn't win anything, but you got to play to win.
All right, we're going to say goodnight.
And I do want to give one last shout out before we say goodnight. My dad had a stroke overnight last night, and apparently he finally got into his room and he's doing better.
It's awesome.
And so, Daddy, happy you got your room. Happy you got to watch MASH while you were eating, dinner at 8:00 at night. But see you soon.
Hope he's doing all right.
Yeah, a lot better now. Very happy.
Thanks for.
That's why my poor phone's been vibrating.
Thanks for you ladies having me on. Crashing your ladies party.
I was thinking we should have you back again, like right after people get their checks from the IRS.
Absolutely.
I just feel like that's another, and have Kim on and teach us about insurance, because it's also right before the hurricanes.
Yes.
And there's a lot of stuff that happens with hurricanes and insurance.
And
buying a house. Yeah, next week we got Jamie Miller and Trish Steckert, and thank you so much.
Give us your feedback, guys.
Yeah, let us know.
Is what we're sharing with you helpful? Do you find it enlightening? And what else can we do to help you with other topics? Because we're really here to try to make things better for you guys with our local connections here in the South Shore. So thanks for tuning in tonight and sticking with us.
Yeah, and also I want to touch on something real quick. So I've only been in industry for like 5 years. I started my own brokerage, like incredible. And it's for realtors like Angie and Joanne and all the ones that always feed me, and Kim that talks about me when they hear mortgage, they say Jeremy. So thank you to everybody that's always supported me. And thank you for my team, the Lone Rangers, for always working their tails off. And Crystal, if you're still working, please get off the computer.
Yes, Crystal, get off the computer. And thank you, because we've had some hellish deals.
and thank you to my fiance for always putting up with my craziness. So I got yelled at. I didn't give her a shout out.
And thank you and your beautiful fiance for those great tailgates at the Bucks games.
Oh, yes.
Dude, if you're at the Bucks games, you just look for the real estate flag, and that's where they are.
We're going to have big lions next year.
Lions?
Yeah, big lion flags.
Oh, I love it. That's going to be great. So next year,
except when the Bucks play the Lions, if they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. People will just probably like shoot them. I don't know.
I think
like paintball.
Howard to take them down.
I think I might come this next year, because I think the Bucks play the Bears here next year.
They do. Yep. I think the Bears are here.
I'll come to a tailgate next year, because I haven't come to one.
Yeah.
So someone has got tickets, and with that, good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning.
Are you tired of streaks? Not those type of streaks. Not this kind of streaking either. What the heck? The streaking that I'm talking about is on your roof. We use shingles with a high copper content to give your roof a clean, sharp, streak-free